Hi, my name's Denise McCabe and I'm a Stampin' Up demonstrator in Australia on the New South Wales Central Coast, and this is my Make-Up Monday for this week. Today I'm going to be playing with a few products from the annual catalogue, quite a few different ones, and I'm going to make a Christmas card, but not with, typically not with Christmas products. The sentiment is from a Christmas set, so let me find the card. This is my sample card, which is not Christmas, and it's with the Delightful Doily Hybrid embossing folder and dies. Now that is in the annual catalogue, and it's a standalone die and folder. It doesn't match a stamp set, and that's what we're going to play with today. And I'm going to make it a Christmas card, so I'm using some Christmas colours, cherry cobbler and gold, and a bit of pretty peacock. So let's flip down to the craft desk and we can get started. Okay, I'll put my light on as well. It'll flare for a minute, but then it's okay. So this is my host code for July. So we only have today, Monday the 31st of July, left of July. So if you want to place an order, please go to my blog, stampingpassion.blogspot.com. Go to my blog, and over on the right hand side, in the right hand sidebar, there's the July host code. So click on that, and that should take you straight to the online store and attach that code to your order. Also remember, today is the last day for the bonus days, to collect bonus day rewards. So bonus days has been running all of July, and it is, you get, for every $90 you spend on product, you'll get a $9 coupon or voucher to spend during the month of August. So you've only got today left for that one. And also, we're coming to the end of July, and today, Monday the 31st, is actually my 15-year anniversary with Stampin' Up. So if you want to place an order, whatever the value of your order is, you can go to my blog and go to the tab along the top that says BOGO sale, and you can select items from my retired products to the same value of your order. So if you were to spend $60, you can select $60 worth of retired products from my BOGO sale. So that's my blog, and if you go to my blog and click on the BOGO sale tab across the top, you'll see all of my retired products. And let me just say, there is a stack of them. So that's the business side of things today. So let me go to the dies. I didn't mark my page, so it's the standalone dies. Here it is, down here on bottom of page 163, Delightful Doily Hybrid, and it's one embossing folder and 4 dies. So we're going to play with that, and we're also going to use some layering leaves from this stamp set and the bow punch. I'm going to use a sentiment from the Brightest Glow, which is a carryover set in the annual catalogue. And I'm going to use one of the stitch circles from the Stylish Shape dies, purely because I wanted it to fit on the hybrid doily better. So I'll explain that as we go. So that's what we're focusing on, and it's, if you go to page 97 in the catalogue, I don't think it actually displays it very well, but they've got it up here, but you can't really see it. It's not displayed terribly well at all, I don't think, in the catalogue. And oh, here's the layering leaves stamp set that we'll be using as well. So we're going to have to get the cut emboss machine over. So this is the card. I'll hold it up a little bit closer. This is the card. So I've run it, the boho blue part, through the embossing folder. So let me show you. So here we have the embossing folder. I've got all sorts of offcuts in here. This is how I've decided to store my hybrid folder and dies. And Yeah, that's the dies. That's all of them. So you've got this die that cuts out the doily, the detailed doily. You've got this one that can cut out the doily within the folder. That's what I've done here. So a hybrid embossing folder means that you can put your piece of cardstock in and you can put in your die, and it won't cut the folder at all. So you can put your cardstock in and it won't, with the die, it won't cut the folder at all. So yeah, that's what that's all about. And if I've got one here, I haven't got a full one cut out. Silly me. These are all bits that I've played with. Yeah, let's do it as we talk and go. Let me put all my bits in the bottom of this case. Then it's not. So, and this one here can cut out the middle of the doily. And this is the circle I've used for this sentiment, but I want to use a slightly bigger one for the card we're going to make. So these pretty much are the two things we want. So I'll put my sample card there. And I've got a piece of thick basic white that I haven't scored yet. So I shall put that in at 14.8 or 9. Move my cutting blade out of the way and score that. Oops. Okay, so I'm doing a tent fold card where the fold is at the top of the card. I really like that fold because I just think the cards can stand up really well, and yeah, I just like the way they stand. So so that's our card base ready. This is our piece of cherry cobbler that we're going to put through our embossing folder. So I shall get my cut emboss machine and bring that over. Okay. Here we go. So it's a 3D embossing folder, so we don't need those two plates. We just need plate 1 and plate 4. So I am going to put my cherry cobbler into my embossing folder, and I'm just going to make sure, it's a little bit hard to do because of the Stampin' Up logo, but I kind of want it the same top and bottom. So I'm just trying to see if I can get that piece of the circle the same, both top and bottom, and I think I pretty much have. So yeah, so basically I'm putting it centered in the embossing folder. Now you do need the big cut emboss machine for these embossing folders, so I'll just wind that through. Now I did notice on Friday with my Facebook Live, it was a little bit blurry, and I don't know why that was. I've tested all my settings with my OBS streaming and recording program, and they're all right. So I think it had to do with Facebook. Facebook might have changed, you know, converting it to when it was streaming. That's the only thing I can think of, because I've double checked and checked everything, and everything was right. So that's a beautiful 3D Delightful Doily Hybrid Embossing Folder. Isn't it gorgeous? And the guy next door has just started up again. He's got a little digger, and he's been leveling and digging in his backyard all day, and the beeping is driving me mad. He like, you know, the beeping like on a reversing truck, like when the truck's reversing, the digger's got that little beeping thing going. Has been driving me nuts. Okay, so I've got some gold distressed foil from the annual catalogue. I thought I'd use that, and I'm going to cut our doily out with that. So this piece of gold distressed foil is 10 centimetres by 10 centimetres. And we need plate 1, plate 2 and 2 plate 3s for the die cutting. And I don't need to really wind it back because it's the distress foil's not as thick as cardstock, but I did anyway. So okay, so I've already cut my circle for my sentiment, so that's all we need our emboss machine for. So I'll put that back. So if you can hear that beeping, I apologise for it. I have waited most of the afternoon before I could do this video because I was hoping it'd stop. But anyway, he's still going. Okay, this is my little scabby looking rubbish bin on my craft desk. So I'm just going to get my die brush. The only problem with this die is that if you've just vacuumed like I did this morning, you might get little pieces everywhere all over your floor because it cuts all the little tiny doily pieces out. And yeah, and I don't really want that all over my floor. So let me, not when I, vacuumed this morning. Let me just get all these bits and pieces out. So it just it's a little bit of fiddling with just poking all the bits out. If they don't all come out when you rub your die brush over it. They nearly all do. Okay, I've told a lie. We do need the emboss machine again. Honestly. I saw this card, a very similar card. She'd used the Delightful Doily Hybrid embossing folder and dies on a card that she made, and that was by Julianne Davidson in Tasmania in Australia. And I liked it so much I thought I've got to try it. Now, with that sample card, I don't know if you can see it, I have put the doily back in the embossing folder and run it through the embossing folder again to give it some texture. At the moment, it's just the gold distress foil. So we're going to get our folder and we're going to open it up, and you can sort of see where it fits into into the pattern on the folder. And you're just going to close that up. So I'll just reach across and grab my emboss machine again. There we go. Sorry about that, guys. You think you have everything and you do everything. So I've got that lined up pretty well. I don't know if you can see it in the embossing folder on the same part of the embossing. Okay, and that's not the plate we need. Okay, so because we're using the embossing folder, we need plate 1 and plate 4. And that clunking is all very normal. Now I'm pretty sure we're finished with the emboss machine. Okay, where are we? Here we are. So that's our card base there. These are our other bits. So when you get this out, and I hold this up, you can see Can you see the embossed texture on the gold foil? On the distressed gold foil? Isn't it gorgeous? Now, you can cut the center of your doily out with this die if you wish. I don't wish. You can cut the center out. I did actually do it on this one, and that's what I was left with. Now my dog's chiming in, little puppy girl. And you can cut a circle out of the center of the doily with the circle die. So it's quite versatile, but I'm not going to do that either. I'm not going to worry about that. Not today. So I'll pop that back in there. Okay, so now we've got our cherry cobbler and our distressed gold doily. And through these circles here, you can line it up with these dots. So if you line up your dots, it'll lay over the top like so. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to put some glue just around the center here, and just make sure all the little dots are poked out before we put it down. It's so pretty. And it's not technically Christmas, but we're using it for a Christmas card. Okay, let's go around. Oh, there she is outside having a little bark. Okay, now as I said, I'm going to line up our dots here, our 4 dots. Well, there's ones there as well, but the 4 main ones, that's what I'm going to line it up with. Make sure I've got them centered before I actually push down to, yeah, there we go. A little bit too much glue. How unusual. I always have glue spurtage issues, don't I? There we go. So that's our gold foil doily attached to our embossed piece of cardstock, and we've got the edges not attached down tight, so they're sort of raised. I think I'll put this onto my card base. So I will attach that down onto my card base. So we've had a lovely warm weekend here on the Central Coast. 23, 24 degrees, not at all winter weather. I'm sure we'll still have another snap of winter before winter's over though. Okay, so I'm just putting this down onto my card base. And we had adult children. Matt, our son, came down last night, went to the movies with his father in the afternoon, and then came and stayed the night, had dinner with us, and Olivia and her hubby came over. That's still so weird to say. And had dinner too, so that was really lovely to have them both here. Yeah, it was really nice. So we're done with that. We're done with that. So now I'm going to bring in the Brightest Glow stamp set. I think I'll use the Wishing You a Season of Hope and Light, because that fits quite nicely there. Hoping your Christmas shines bright with love, with the love of family and friends. That's the one that fits the best. I was hoping to use a new stamp set that I got the other day and use this one, but I would have had to go up a size of the circle, and I didn't want to do that because I didn't want to cover my doily. So I'll use that on another card. So I'll use this block actually, and got my cherry cobbler ink here. So yeah, it was really nice having them both here. Yep, that's mounted straight. Sometimes I don't mount my sentiment stamp straight, and it does irritate me because I've got to try and kick it one way, twist it another way. And it's really annoying. Here we go. Here's my chamois. And these chamois are really good. They don't look like that when they come. They're purple. This is just very well used. And you rinse it out. It stains, but you rinse them out all the time and get the ink out of them. And they're good to go again. So they're really good. If you don't have a stamp cleaner, that's another really good option to have. Okay, so that's that. Now I want to bring in my layering leaves, because I thought I'd do some leaves and a vellum leaf in Pretty Peacock. And I really like this leaf. So it's this one. That's the one that I like the best. That's not big enough. Is that big enough? Yes, it is. Oh, the beeping has started again. It's driving me nuts. So you can see on this card, I've done two different styles of leaves. I've done this one, the filled in leaf, and this, no, this one. But I thought I'd do two of these and a vellum for this card. And I will get my paper piercing mat. And so yeah, Son stayed the night and we walked up the road and had a coffee for breakfast this morning, and then he headed off. So that was nice. It was good to see him. Okay, so now I will get my bow punch, and I shall get, oops, a little piece of vellum, a scrap of vellum. So here's the bow punch. Now the bow punch coordinates with the layering leaves stamp set. They're not a bundle, they are separate in the catalogue. Do you reckon will that make a leaf? No, if I put it in the right way it will. Always use your scraps. Scraps are really good. Okay, is that right? No, hang on, I've got to put it in the right way. I might have to just break this off. So there we go. Look, I've got this one too. I didn't use that one before, but you never know, maybe I will on this card. Oh, I've got to get this out. I can't get the vellum out, so I'm just punching it out. Making confetti almost. Okay. So I've stamped them this way because then that will line up with the punch. There's a method to my madness. So I'm just lining that up in the punch, getting it, trying to get the border all even all the way around. There we go. See? Cute. And this one as well. Okay. There we go. And I can't really get much more out of that, so whoops. Don't throw that vellum away, Denise. Okay, so we'll get rid of those scraps and We'll bring this in. Now I'm going to put my sentiment up on dimensionals. I've got a fresh sheet here, pretty much a fresh sheet. And I'm putting my dimensionals in the middle so that I can tuck my leaves in underneath. There we go. And we want to put it the right way around. That would always be very helpful. So I'm just going to center it on my doily, and I hope my head's not coming in. There we go. And now we've got some leaves to play with. And if need be, I can cut that stalk down. And I didn't use one of these little ones on the other card, but maybe I will on this one. Oh, I'm not sure. Maybe. It's just a matter of playing and placing. Okay, let's get our glue dots down. And we might just chop this down a little bit. So I've just put a glue dot on the base, and I'll just poke that in. Press that down. If I want to put another one under here, I'll do that in a little minute. I might just snip this off as well. I think the beeping outside stopped again. Yay. Okay, so I'll put that there. I'll just turn that around and push that down underneath. And what did I do with my other little teensy tiny one? Oh, there it is. Hard to see. I might just clip this down. And put that under there. And this one, might as well put it on. We've got it. Let's just do it. And put it in there. There we go. Okay, so that's that. Now I shall get some bling down, and I do want to use gold bling, so I'll have to go to my festive pearls. This packet's got gold in it, and I might put 2 over here, and 1 down here. There we go. So it's a super simple Christmas card in some respects, but sometimes it's just nice to have like it's like a wreath, I guess. So it's I was going to say a non-traditional, but I guess it's not really, because it's like a wreath. Okay, and now I just stamped that leaf inside for this one. So I shall grab it again. Which one did I use? This one. Here we go. And grab that again. And ink it up with the pretty peacock. And I'm just going to stamp it so, and then second generation stamp it. So there you go. That is my card, my finished card. What do you think? Do you like it? It's just a bit different. And this was my boho blue and misty moonlight one. But yeah, I think that's really cute, really nice, just a bit different. And that's using the let's go Oh no, you can see it. The Delightful Doily Hybrid Embossing Folder and the dies, the matching dies. So you get 4 dies in that. And I should really tell you how much that is, because I haven't got that on my case. So let me just tell you how much that is as I find it again in my catalogue. It's $74. So the embossing folder and the 4 dies are $74. But you can see that there's quite a few uses for it. It's quite versatile. So let's find my mouse, wherever my mouse may be. Here it is. There we go. So I hope you like that. Non-traditional, traditional kind of Christmas card. And yeah, I got the idea from Julianne Richards, a demonstrator in Tasmania in Australia. So thanks, Julianne, for that one. I really liked it. So have a great week, everybody. And I think I'm out on Friday, so I'll have to pre-record my Facebook Live, but I can do that. And I think I've worked out how I can schedule it to Facebook, so it will just automatically appear at 2 o'clock on Friday afternoon. Fingers crossed. Technology. Sometimes it works for me, sometimes it doesn't. So have a great week, everybody, and I'll see you on Friday for Card and a Cuppa. Bye for now.